Hi, I'm Gene Gabus from Des Moines Motors. We're proud to present to you Nead Inspiration, the TV show. A great show for women to grow, learn, and be inspired. We're also proud to announce the arrival of the Noble car. Over 50 miles per gallon and the durability for modern day driving conditions. Please enjoy Nead Inspiration, presented to you by Noble Car and all of us at Des Moines Motors.
Today on Nead Inspiration, we are going to talk about disasters, actually preparing for disasters. First, we're going to stop by the Urbandale Fire Department, and Fire Marshal John Rech is going to talk about things that happen in your house, how to avoid fires. I'm also going to get my hands on a fire extinguisher. I've never used one before. I'm very excited. Then we are going to switch it up and go to Blank Children's Hospital and talk to Pediatric Surgeon Mike Irish about handling what would be unthinkable, children and their health problems. And finally, we're going to stop off near a coffee shop and talk to professional speaker Mike Wagner about if you lose your job, what you should do next. It's all about preparing for disasters today. It's time for Nead Inspiration. Hi, I'm Liz Nead. Wife, mother, inspirational speaker, radio host, life coach, and do-it-yourselfer. And right in the middle of my crazy life, I decided to create a TV show for you. On Nead Inspiration, we'll teach you how to do things, create better relationships. We'll bring you inspiring stories, take you to interesting places, teach you how to protect yourself, and most importantly, teach you how to be a better you. Nead Inspiration starts now. The first disaster or difficult situation that we're going to focus on is house fires. Now, I actually had a situation with one of my very good friends. We were making tacos and we smelled something. We opened up the oven and there are 9 little mini fires in our oven. And we started going back and forth and saying, okay, who's gonna do what? Should we shut the oven and let it, deprive it of oxygen, or take it out and throw it in the sink? And we were going back and forth and we wondered, is the oven gonna blow up? Are we gonna set everything on fire? We had no idea. When a fire happens, you have no idea what's going on because it probably hasn't happened to you before, which is why we have John Rech, Fire Marshal John Rech with the Urbandale Fire Department, to talk to us about how these fires start, dumb human tricks that we should probably try to avoid, and any other tips that he can give us. So let's start with common places that fires start, John.
Sure. The 4 leading causes of home fires right now are cooking, heating, which involves like fireplaces, space heaters, intentionally set fires, commonly known as arson fires, and electrical type issues. So as you can see here, we kind of have a kind of your common typical kitchen setup, and just kind of show you some of the main things.
And this is a common place, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a high number of fires that we see, and like everything, a lot of the stuff is preventable, and that's what we can hopefully get across to people today, is some basic things to do to make sure you don't have to see us come to your house.
And not just because of the damage to your home, because it can hurt you. I mean,
Absolutely.
It's the worst thing. So let's talk a little bit about the fire that happens in the pan,
Sure.
Usually because of oil of some
Correct.
kind.
Yep, a lot of people use vegetable oil to
Sure.
cook and heat things.
And so it has started on fire.
Okay.
And water is the worst thing, correct?
Absolutely. For any sort of grease, water is the worst thing, but it's a natural reaction. People want to grab water and throw on it. But if you throw water on a grease fire, you're going to make the fire very, very much larger than it already is.
And so covering it.
Exactly.
Is that right?
The easiest thing to do is grab the lid, have it close by, and then turn the burner off, and that'll put the fire out. It really is that simple, but when confronted with that fire, people's minds kind of do weird things, but it is as easy as that.
Oh, it is. I had a total panic. I mean, our big question was, can an oven blow up? And no.
Actually, no. And an oven fire is about the best case scenario because it's already in a contained area.
Don't take it out.
Yeah, just simply turn the power off to it, and the fire will go out. If there is smoke, still call 911. We'd much rather come out and find out that's a very small fire rather than know people are trying to throw water or other things to put it out.
Well, that's what we see you do, so we think that that's what we're supposed to do.
Absolutely, it's just a natural reaction by people, but something as small as this can escalate to a whole house that's on fire rather quickly.
Okay, so you have some other things here that will help us understand good things that we should do. So.
Yep, electrical cords. People have extension cords. A lot of times they use them instead of having another electrical outlet put in.
Sure.
They want to use it with the insulation that's gone, or use electrical tape.
Yes,
this is a recipe for a fire right here.
You're saying no, don't use electrical tape. It's not the same as the fully encased
throw
tape.
it away and buy a new cord, because this is a fire waiting to happen.
Okay, and I have a question, because my husband hates it when I tangle up like my curling iron. So if there are knots in a cord, that's bad.
It is bad.
Tell me why.
What that does is, if there's a knot in it, it's actually kind of compressing that cord, which creates what's called resistance heating, and over time that can build up enough to short out and start a fire. So it's very, very important there's not any knots or kinks, or it's being compressed under a rug or a door or something like that.
Okay, honey, you're right. We'll move on to the next thing. What else do you have?
Smoke detector is one of the most important devices for you to know that there is a fire. The biggest thing is change the batteries yearly. A lot of people forget about that. But also every 10 years the entire detector needs to be replaced.
Yeah, when you told me that before, that surprised me.
And it has to do with the sensitivity, and once you get past 10 years, its ability to sense smoke very early on diminishes. So you may have a house almost full of smoke, and if the detector is 15, 20 years old, it may not operate if at all.
And these are barriers between you and the disaster, basically.
Correct. Yeah,
Something
you have
that's
very few minutes to get out in the event of a fire, and especially at night, this is your only way you're going to know, because a lot of people that die in fire, it's often due to smoke inhalation. They don't wake up.
Talk about that, because it's not, you mentioned when we talked before, he talked a little bit about how the smoke is not like in the movies.
Exactly.
Where it's this white smoke that you can kind of see that there's a figure. It's black.
Yeah, movies and TV you see like a pretty white theatrical smoke, but at a fire it's black, it's thick, it's toxic, and within a couple minutes, if you're in a room full of smoke, you will be unconscious, and that's the majority of the people that die in fires is due to the smoke. It's because
of the smoke.
Correct.
Okay, water, obviously. You're a big fan of the water when it's used properly. So talk about the sprinkler system. Sprinkler
systems are very, very important. In a lot of buildings, such as here at the fire station, we have them in, but more and more we're trying to encourage people to put them in their own homes. There are many cities across the country that have been putting sprinklers in houses for many years, and the fire departments have seen the results as far as reduced injuries, deaths, and the saving of property. And just like
before you get there.
Yeah, and just like the smoke, people think they all go off at the same time. They don't. This little red part here, we tell people just imagine a little firefighter in the ceiling just waiting for a fire to happen, and once it gets hot enough, each individual
they say, oh, no, you don't.
Each individual want to go off based on the temperature.
Okay, and you have a couple more things here.
Yep. Fire extinguishers.
Yes.
The important thing is that most people may have one of these tucked underneath a kitchen cabinet or something.
I know I have one. I'm not sure exactly where it is. That's probably not a good time to be going and searching for it when the fire starts.
Exactly. Yeah. But once again, it's part of planning, just like making sure your smoke detectors work. Take a look at it. Make sure it's an ABC rated extinguisher. There's little pictures on the front here. It tells you what types of fires it can fight. The other thing is you want to make sure that it's fully charged.
Okay.
You'll see here that little needle is in the red part, which means it's been used and has lost pressure. So if you went to grab this,
it should be in the green,
correct.
Is that right? Okay.
So if you went to use this right now, you'd find out very quickly that it didn't work. Okay. And just like smoke detectors, extinguishers should be replaced every about 7 years.
Okay, so you can't just have them around forever.
You can have them, but they're probably not going to work.
You can't hand these down to your children. It isn't going to work. So what we are going to do next is I'm going to use one of these. I've actually not had the opportunity of using a fire extinguisher. We're going to do that when we come back.
Hey there, I'm the new G4 in town. Wanna take me for a spin? At 45 miles per gallon, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go for a long, smooth ride. You'll love my curves and sleek packaging. Jump on in. With seating for 4, I have plenty of room to love. Honey, I'm 11'9", which makes me clearly irresistible. I'm cute, unique, and stand out in a crowd. Plus, I'm really fun. Introduce me to your friends. They're gonna love me too.
The Stony Creek Inn in Johnston is changing. Sure, we're already good, but we're becoming even better. In our updated rooms, you'll find beautiful new carpet, new furniture, great new electronics like flat-screen TVs, plus a new and improved spacious lobby, plus incredible business traveler amenities too, and more great ways to relax. It's our way of giving you more of what you ask for.